We're talking to Richard Aboulafia right now at PNAA in 2018. Richard, PNAA 17th year. Is this a big conference to attend?
It really is, and I would also grandfather in the 3 years of, I believe it was the NWAA in Bend, Oregon before that, which was, I think, held in a beaver lodge in the middle of nowhere. But I think it's huge. I mean, what's really fascinating is that they took the world's biggest aerospace cluster, made it into a tremendous conference, and then let the world show up. So you have this international content to this conference that's been growing, and so you really have the feeling that it's a hugely important conference for all the right reasons. Big site of production, huge opportunities, and yet it still plays globally.
That's good. Today you did a very interesting presentation as usual, and for the audience watching this quick video, what is the takeaway looking forward? You made some fantastic points. I don't think we could fit them in here, but what would, let's say, the top 3 things that we should take away looking beyond where we are today?
Well, we just had a flat last year, but that means exactly nothing. This is actually the strongest market outlook that I've seen in a decade and perhaps longer. Things are fantastic, led by the commercial jetliner business, which is being driven upward by 3 factors. One is tremendous traffic. Airline traffic and profits are just fantastic. The second is the persistence of relatively cheap finance, and relatively expensive fuel. So you've got this divergence between the 2 metrics that's been driving demand. And then third is China, going from 2.5% to 22.8% of the global market. So those are the 3 biggest factors driving things. You've also got a very strong defense outlook for unfortunate reasons, global tension, insecurity, and regional ambitions and whatever else. But from the standpoint of the aerospace business, just great numbers there.
Last question then. You mentioned about the fuel and interest rates. And then you said in your speech about, well, what happens if fuel comes down to $35 again and interest rates go up to, let's say, 2.8? You indicated that would not be a happy outcome. Do you mind just talking about that briefly?
Yeah, thanks for mentioning. That's my biggest single risk area. I'm less worried about fuel. The one thing that most fuel experts seem to think that it's not going to get too expensive, but 50 to 70 is the new normal. I don't think there's much risk of 35, but it's not inconceivable. But interest rates, that's a problem because the U.S. is getting into bipartisan crazy deficit spending, and that appears to be driving interest rates higher. The 10-year treasuries have moved up to 2.8%. Hopefully that's not the future. On the other hand, you just have to go back to 2006, 2007. Interest rates were in the 5% range. As opposed to the target of 2.1% this year. So it's a big risk area, but I'm cautiously optimistic that it's not a problem.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.